picture for this time of year, but ever thought what Oliver Bjorkstrand could be if he put it all together as he's done these last couple months over the course of an entire season?
Yeah, he's still a young man, trying to understand the consistencies of preparation. He has a bright future. I mean, we can see that. I'm trying to be fair as far as ice time. Is sometimes I want to give it to him, and sometimes he doesn't deserve it. But the last little while, I think he's really worked at his game, and the consistencies of his preparation, of just his work habits and battles on the ice has shown up. What's he have now? 14?
14. Yeah.
You know, and for a lot of the years, some limited ice time.
Right.
So imagine what it can be.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a really big part of this organization as we move forward.
Yeah, slow start again this year, which I think was just like he had last year as well. I don't know if those two, there's a consistent...
Yeah, I forget, but I mean, you can see you want to project what it is when it's consistently all together. And I mean, he has filled the net wherever he's played, back in junior and all that. And he's been much better as far as the other things that allow him to get himself in areas to score goals.
John, you talked about how your team fed off the environment at home the other day. You know what you're going to get here tonight.
Yeah.
Does the same opportunity present itself to feed off the environment?
Yeah, I think if you're smart as a player, you use it to your benefit and not get too worried about it. Yeah, I think we should. We looked at some video today. I think we should feel real good about some of the things we did more consistently really in the last couple of games. Hopefully bring it in here, and I think the start is very important. You start chasing games against this team here, it's hard. So hopefully we can get a good start and take off from there.
What do you know about Boone at this point? Do you know if he'll be available?
He's out. He's out. He's sick. He's out.
And Rick Robinson will take his place?
Robbie's in, yeah.
With Flynn in the middle.
Nick will start in the center ice position, yes. Bob.
Like on Saturday that Zingle and Duchesne made impact as much as they have in any game, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's probably their best game since they've been here. You can see the chemistry beginning to work there. Yeah, hopefully they'll take off. I'm fortunate to, because I really like Jenner's line, although he's not playing tonight, and I want to try to keep Luke's line together. I'm fortunate to have two guys that have played together most of the year to hopefully work it, and you got a bit of a sniper over there with Borky. I thought their game, that was their best game, especially the second half of that game that I've seen.
It's an adjustment, obviously, coming in from a different team. Do you think they put a lot of pressure on themselves? Or what do you,
well, I think what happens when new players come in and the team starts losing some games and isn't as consistent as they'd like to be, I think they feel the pressure. They want to make a difference. And sometimes they try to do a little bit too much. But yeah, it's game by game here. It's the best I've seen Zinger play since he's been here. Dutchie has made plays throughout it here. Hopefully it'll combine and help us.
John, how challenging has that been for you as the coach to get so many new guys to mesh with what you've already built here?
It's not a challenge. It's just trying to pay attention to what we think can work. You know, for a bit there, we were having problems scoring goals. You got to pay attention to how much do you change your lines versus keeping them together. It's not a challenge. It's part of the game. At the deadline, when you get new guys, it's trying to integrate them within your system.
Robinson back in the lineup. There's a kid who's embraced every opportunity that he's had, I think, this year.
Yeah, tremendous speed, ends up with it. He has had a lot of scoring chances. Although he has goose eggs across the board, he has had a lot of scoring chances. So, you know, we try to put some speed in there, and I've been kind of, you know, with him, Hanny, Sedzi, and Nasher, I've been keeping Doobie and Wenny in the lineup. I think they've added some stuff to penalty killing and certain situational play. That wing spot, I've been kind of alternating people in there. So we'll see. I'm not exactly sure how the line's gonna move. We'll see where it goes.
A year ago, he's a kid who comes out of college you don't really know, and now he's, you know, given opportunities in pretty heady moments.
Yeah, he plays the game in Nashville. I remember when he came. First, I think it's the first early in the game, he ends up with a great scoring chances. The puck follows him. For some reason, the puck follows him, and if he can do the job on the wall and just take care of his assignments in his end zone, it's hard not to utilize that speed. I don't want to forget about the other guys. I think we'll be moving people in and out until we really decide what we have. But Robbie's been out for a few games. We want to put him in, and see if we can bring some speed to the lineup.
I know how much you love getting involved in the goalies' lives, but do you worry at all about keeping a guy like Kincaid fresh, just in case you need him at some point?
No, I can't worry about that. It's a unique situation having three. You know, some teams have it at this time of year after deadline. Manny is, I trust Manny in that. I've talked to Cater about that. We make our decisions one game at a time here. He's just going to have to hang in there. He's been a great teammate. He's handled himself really well. It is what it is. And I don't have a roadmap as far as what we're doing with him. But I'll tell you this, I'm not throwing away Corpy as far as a guy that plays if Bob doesn't play, because Corpy's given us some really good games this year. So we'll see how it all works out.
John, Barry just got 800 wins last week.
How many?
800.
800?
I know you know him pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty big compliment.
Yeah. Trotz and I go way back into the American League days, and that's a really good coach. I think he's one of the better ones in adjusting himself as the athletes come through with the amount of time he has coached. But the thing I enjoy most about him is I enjoy his candor. I enjoy that he keeps things in perspective. He's got a beautiful family that we got to know when we were in the American League together, my wife and I and our kids. He's a guy, a good friend of mine. I pull for him. And I think he's done a terrific job here. I just felt he was kind of hung out there a little bit in Washington. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with him. I'm happy things worked out well for him. It sucks that he's in our division bringing his team through this here. We're chasing him, but I'm thrilled for him. It couldn't happen to a better coach and a better person.
You got to feed off it. It'll be fun, right? But how do you feed off it here?
It'll be fun. I'm sure it's going to be good atmosphere. So, we know they're going to come out hard, and we just got to come out harder.
You fed off it at Nationwide. Can you feed off a road crowd like that, a road environment?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's fun playing when there's a lot of people there, and even though they're probably cheering on the other team, it's still fun when people are into the game and so on. And again, we just got to be ready for a start.
Great play between you and Matt Ryan the other night. Are we making too much of that, or was that a significant step in the development of your line?
I hope it was. I mean, it was a nice play by those two guys, and I mean, maybe did a good job too stepping up on the line there. But I hope we can feed off that and just kind of keep it going. So definitely nice to get that goal for us and our line. So. Now we just got to keep going. And
bigger picture, you talk about it, keeping it going. You kind of shook the funk off a little bit, I think, the other night, right?
Yeah, I think so. For a team, and it's a big win for us, and every game is big now. So we just got to be ready for tonight.
Keep it going. All right, thank you.
Is it any more exciting just knowing every single game has that weight to it? Just because that's the kind of fun stuff you want to be doing, right?
No, of course. We have no excuse to not be ready, so it's fun playing tight games like that, and the points are important now, so it's fun.
Have you seen the 3-1 goal, the play that occurred almost behind the play with Nudevar keeping the puck in his zone?
Yeah, I was just telling him that. He had a really good step up there and kept it in, and that started the play, so that was a huge play and what started it all.
You just talked about it, just to get back into the lineup here, close enough where it feels like home almost for you. That's got to make it a little extra special, right?
Yeah, still pretty close to home in New York, so it'll be nice to get in and have my parents here tonight for sure.
Drawing into that particular line, which has brought this team so much energy, what are your responsibilities and roles, and how do you embrace that?
Yeah, it's a high energy line. You saw the other night they were banging bodies and bringing a lot of energy. So that's definitely something I need to look to do tonight, as well as play as a responsible defensive game, because that's something that line is pretty good at as well.
How can you use your speed playing on that line? That's one of your big attributes.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand with the energy thing. Either me or Andy or Flaggy, whoever it may be, on using the speed to be F1 and hammering their D all night, I think could be effective.
You know what this building is like when it's full. We saw it our last visit in here. How does a team play off the home crowd, if you will? How does a visiting team play off the home crowd?
Yeah, I think whether it's home or away, obviously you get good energy if the building has energy. If the fans are into it, it definitely helps us out too.
Did you ever venture over this way when you were a kid? Did you ever see any games here when you were a kid?
No, I've never seen a game here, but I've heard good things.
Eric, right now, it seems like you guys as a team are starting to feel good once again. This team has been like this for the last couple of years. When it's feeling good, things go well. What's kind of the sense in the room? Even though you haven't been in the games, you're around the guys, you're practicing. What's been the sense?
Yeah, I think we've just been finding our way here with new faces in the locker room, and I think what we're seeing now is the product of hard work and sticking with it.
Looks like it's starting to gel a little bit too, right, with those new faces?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously you build chemistry as you get more games under your belt, more practices. Obviously some pretty good players came in, so it was a matter of time before things started clicking.
Is it fair to say that when you're kind of in a funk and you look at the number of games remaining, maybe you can get a little bit nervous about it, but if you start to play good and feel good, then that number of games isn't so much of a challenge. You look forward to it.
Yeah, exactly. Playoffs are coming closer, and if we're feeling good and winning games, I think it's exciting, like you said. So I think we're just taking it one game at a time, trying not to look too far ahead. Focusing on tonight.